Welcome guys again. This is lesson number 6 for us. Today we'll be speaking about the numbers. So we have seen these numbers previously. I've shown us on the lesson for data types. We've seen them on the lesson for variables. So let's just get straight to it. So as I've said, there are 3 numbers in Python, which are namely integers. So we have integers. We also have floating numbers. So I'm just gonna write float. We also have different kind of numbering, which is called complex. So both of these are very important to learn. So let's just quickly start with integers. And we have seen integers before. Like for example, we were saying in our other example, x is equals to 5. There could be more that we could add, like y is equals to minus 6. This is also an integer. And then z maybe could be equal to something else. So we can say z is equals to we can put a very dubious number. So we can go wild here and see how far can integer take us. Right, so I'll advise that you also try that one, wherein you are trying to enter as much number as possible to see at what point will integer stop you to say this is enough of your in terms of the number that you can store inside an integer. So we also saw in our previous exercises or lessons that we could easily go find out the type of the variable that Python was able to identify for both x. So if we run this one, it should tell us that x is our type class integer. The same with y. I'm just gonna repeat this statement so that I just repaste it back here. So let's see, we are still on integers. So I'm gonna check what it will say. So it is able to identify that all these 3 variables are of the family integers, right? So it's very important to notice that all these 3 values are of the family integers, right? So we have seen the integers, how they work. Also the negatives was the important part I needed to highlight today, to say also negative numbers are can also become integers regardless of how big they are as well. So I can, even if I run this one, it's still part of the family integers. Okay, so let's now move on to the floating part. What about the float? So allow me to just remove this previous code. Hopefully you've learned that part about integers. So on floating numbers, I'm going to use the same variables. So here you saw floating numbers. I did tell you guys that it deals with numbers that have got decimal after the decimal numbers. So we've got y here. Let's also play with negative. Let's see what happens if I've got negative something. Will this be part of the float? You tell me. So let's go and maybe put another crazy one here. There we go. And then we're also going to find out if ever Python was able to identify the type of these variables. Did it put it in the correct type, or this time around it will assume they are integers or they are invalid? So I'm gonna say show me the type of the value x, whether it's of type float. The same with y and the same with z. So as you know, here we're gonna replace with y, and then where we see the other x, we're gonna replace with z. And when we execute, it should tell us these are all part of the family float, right? So pretty much easy, nothing much difficult to it. Lastly, we're going to deal with what we call complex numbers, right? So very important as well. Complex numbers, they just have a twist into them, different from the other numbers. So let's go ahead and say we have the variable x. We're now dealing with complex numbers, right? So we're done with the float. We're going to now be dealing with complex numbers. Now with complex numbers, each number at the end must be added the letter J to identify that this is the complex number, right? So for example, I could have a number called 5J, right? So this means that this number becomes a complex number, right? I could have not the J type, just like that. I could have another one called Y. Just remember the J, it's a mandatory for you to have it there. So I could have minus 5J, right? Not J of the type, sorry, not the J for the type. So I could have Z, it could be equal to let's say 10J, right? I don't want the J for that one. And then I could easily do exactly as I did previously and try to print the type of these variables. So I'll go and print the type for X, and then the type for Y, and then the type for Z. So the type for Y will be printed by this statement, the type for the variable Z by this statement, such that when I run this one, it must tell me the class they belong to. And as you can see, they belong to the complex numbers. So there are three different numbers in Python. It's the integers, it's the float family, it's also the complex family, right? So whatever number you want to work with on Python, just remember there are only three different numbering data types that you can use. We don't have more on Python, we just have only those three. They've tried to minimize everything with a decimal, they've put it together on float. Everything which is complex, they just call them complex numbers, and everything which is just a whole number is now part of integers. Okay, so that easily brings us to the end of our lesson on numbers. See you on the next lesson. We'll now be dealing with how can we convert a different type to become a different type.